The streets of downtown Chicago were colder than usual that December morning. The wind whistled between tall glass buildings, carrying with it the smell of roasted chestnuts from a nearby vendor and the faint sound of Christmas carols echoing from a street performer's guitar. People hurried past, clutching coffee cups and shopping bags, too lost in their own worlds to notice much else. Among them, sitting near the corner of Monroe and State, were two small figures, twin boys, no older than 7. Their cheeks were red from the cold, and their little hands trembled as they held up a piece of cardboard that read, "Please help. Mo-em is sick. Need money for medicine." Their names were Eli and Noah Carter. They weren't used to begging. Until a few months ago, their lives had been simple, not luxurious, but full of love. Their mother, Rachel, worked long hours as a waitress in a small diner, always coming home with a tired smile and stories that made her boys laugh. But one night, she collapsed at work. The doctors said it was a rare infection that had spread to her heart. Treatment was possible, but expensive. With no insurance, no savings, and no family to turn to, Rachel's situation grew desperate. Eli and Noah overheard her crying one night, whispering to God that she didn't want to leave her boys alone. The next morning, they decided to do something about it. So there they were, standing on a busy sidewalk, clutching a toy car. It was their only one, a bright red Mustang their father had given them before he died in a construction accident years ago. They hoped someone would buy it. "Ma always said this car was special," Eli whispered, rubbing the dust off it. "Yeah," Noah replied softly, "maybe it can save her now." They placed the car carefully on a piece of cardboard and waited. A few blocks away, Ethan Walker, a 45-year-old billionaire CEO, sat in the backseat of his black limousine. His company, Walker Industries, was one of the largest construction empires in America. He had everything most people dreamed of: a mansion overlooking the lake, private jets, and a calendar full of meetings. But his world had become mechanical, cold, and hollow. Ethan had lost his wife, Clara, 3 years earlier. She had been the light in his life, warm, compassionate, endlessly kind. Her death had turned his heart into stone. Since then, he'd thrown himself into work, giving millions to charities but never really feeling connected to any of it. His generosity was measured in numbers, not feelings. As the car slowed at a red light, Ethan's gaze drifted outside and froze. On the corner, 2 boys stood shivering beside a small toy car. They looked heartbreakingly out of place against the gray city. Something about them tugged at something buried deep inside him, maybe the memory of his wife, or of his own lonely childhood after his parents' divorce. "Stop the car," he said suddenly. His assistant looked up. "Sir?" "I said stop." "The D."